Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, before we begin, let's give a brief little review. In the last part, a number of events have happened. Everybody, they made their way to the support course classroom. And Ochako, thanks to her freaking out, Tenya Ida was killed by a zombie. Everybody, they were put into chaos whenever zombies began to make their way through the hallways. And Ida, yeah, he was attacked by one with super strength. Todoroki was attacked by a beastman who injured his shoulder with a bite. And Bakugo, he used his quirk and saved Todoroki, pulling him into the classroom as the door closed. And that, it means quite a bit of things. They could have had a chance to help Ida, but Ida, he only tried to do far too much. There was too much going on. And Ochako, she feels a bit guilty about what happened. She had a lot to think about. And everyone, they speculated the source of the infection. And Deku and Bakugo, these two are both very smart. They were able to piece it together individually, but putting their data together was concerning. Their theory right now is simple. Use your quirk, you're infected. Or use your quirk, and, well, it goes haywire and probably kills everyone. And chance is, if you're bitten, you become a zombie. Whatever this crazy insanity is, it's affecting mutants very, very badly. I mean, people are dying. Lots of people are. And the worst part, they're powerless to actually stop it. They're just regular teenagers. And that, it disheartens quite a lot of these students. Now, with that being said, Deku does sit there. They had been waiting in this classroom all day. And a lot's been happening. I mean, he sat with Ochako, and it felt a bit weird. He wasn't nervous about being around a girl for the first time. He was nervous about everything else. His mom, his family, his dad. Jesus Christ, is this happening over in America too? Is it happening everywhere? That, yeah, no, if it's just isolated in Japan, they can get out and alive. I mean, maybe. Just maybe there's a chance for them. And Deku, does have that thought cross his mind. Though if this is happening for mutant types just in Japan, yeah. Chances are, well, he wants to be optimistic, but he doesn't know if he can. He murdered Sero, and, well, he's doing things he doesn't like to do. Protecting people, but killing other people? No, Zuko, they're zombies. Don't think of them as people anymore. They're not human. They're monsters. Now, that does go through his mind, and currently he has a look up and see Bakugo turn. Right now, Bakugo gonna walk over and sit down. Him trying to chat with somebody else. As currently, Deku's to turn his head, looking around the room. They all went without food today. Tomorrow they're gonna be hungry. Yeah, no. They need food. They all had lunch almost 2 days ago. But that was it. I mean, the other people in this room, they didn't say they had resources, but they might not share. That's real bad. Though, there's gotta be a way out of here. Now, Maida's at a turn, and currently look at Deku. And Deku, he's trying to put together the pieces of a puzzle. She has seen that look before. And she does a walkover. Her currently gonna sit down and turn. Deku turning his head and looking at May. Gonna turn his head back before May does a talk about it. You know, She's not that dirty. Hmm? Huh? Yeah. What, do I smell like motor oil? No, it's just. I didn't mean to stare. It's the freaking end of the world, man. You're good. Uh, yeah, I guess so. If you just want to be blunt, I guess. No, it's bad. Trust me, I've thought about it already. What are Mom and Dad doing? They're probably gone. Or they could be alive somewhere out there, running and trying to survive. Trying to find me? They didn't call, though. Listen, I do need some help. Help with what? You guys want to get out of here, right? A lot of the upperclassmen want to leave too. Dago turning his head and seeing a few other students. He thought they were just part of the course, but no, it does. Where's the teacher? Oh, we don't know. He's, gone. Oh, that doesn't sound good. It really isn't. Right, right. So, I need to ask you something. Hmm? Yeah, you guys need to get out of here. And I need to get out of here too. I'm hungry. I haven't had a good cup of coffee in 2 days. And I really, really just don't want to be here. So let's all work together. Uh, sure, I guess. Right. Your friend's the leader of your group, huh? I wouldn't say that. We don't have a leader. Okay, I should talk to him then. Why? Listen, we need to get out of here, so we might need to, you know, muscle up to these guys. You looked strong enough, but I thought you were the leader. I mean, the way she's acting around you. Dago turning his head, and Ochako just won't sit there. Her, with her hands on her knees, as her stomach, it does it a growl. And Deku, he does a stare at Ochako. Her, going to somewhat groan, as she does somewhat to turn her head. Her, trying to ignore the hunger. Now, currently Deku, he does do one thing. He does gonna turn back to Hatsume and talk about it with her. He can ask Bakugo, though let's try talking to these people first. It might actually work. They want them out of their hair. All they have to do is use a little bit of their stuff, right? It shouldn't be that hard. And May does a stare at Deku, since clearly he's never tried to invent something. Now, Deku, he does get a turn. Right now he's going to stand up and get Bakugo's attention. And Bakugo and some other members of the group, they do a turn. Right now, Kirishima going to see that, as Deku, he has a turn to Bakugo. And whenever Bakugo, he is going to turn his head, he has to look around. And Kirishima, he does somewhat walk over. However, Bakugo is to turn back, bringing his hand up and showing it's not a good idea. Ham's not going to wave his finger left and right. And Kirishima, he looks at that confused for a second, for Bakugo to turn back. Kirishima, looking around the room, as Momo does stand up. Or, well, she's going to sit there. Bring your hands up and going to somewhat mouth the words. Don't. Now, Kirishima does a turn. Ham going to look around the room and then going to turn back. Going to sit down next to Denki. And Denki's kind of confused, asking him what all that was. I don't know. Something's going on. You think? Yeah? I mean, Momo's on edge and Bakugo's secretive. I mean, he's a bit of a chill dude, but kind of intense. The world just ended, dude. Yeah, that's fair, I guess. Though, you think I can get us out of here? Not sure. Why? Um, I have an idea. Now, Kirishima would have to voice his idea to Denki. And Denki, he's not too sure. Kirishima already tried to harden up his arms, and that has been, well, varying in levels of success. Either it works or it doesn't. Or he keeps his arm straight too much and it completely locks with the elbow, and it doesn't turn off for a good while. Now, Kirishima, he thinks he's beginning to understand a bit more about these, well, glitches in the quirk, and that might be something he can use to his advantage. As right now, there actually is where Bakugo and Deku, the two do start to talk. And Bakugo, he's a little bit more surprised that Hatsume came to Deku. I mean, he can see that Izuku's smart, but I mean, his backbone's been growing in, I guess. That in Bakugo's mind. Him trying not to smile a bit. Since Deku, he's not that little, what, kid anymore? But he's still a pussy. Now, with that being said, Bakugo, he does hear out Deku on the idea. They try and talk to them and tell them they'll get out of their hair for just a bit of resources. They can all get out of here, and then things should be okay. And that, it is something that Bakugo he does like. Though that's plan A. Plan B is to steal it. And that means quite a bit. Great. Becoming a thief. Well, good thing the world ended. That went through Bakugo's mind. Him trying to distract himself a bit because he's a little concerned about mom and dad. Now, Bakugo is trying to use humor to mask this concern. And currently, he does get to try and tell a few people a few things. Right now, him and Deku going to split up. Deku, he tells Momo and Jiro whenever he decided to talk to them. And then there was where he actually had Bakugo tell Denki and Kirishima. Along with them even looking at the people from Class 1B. Since, I mean, he doesn't trust these guys, but maybe they can use them. And that does mean something. And Deku, he does get a turn. Right now, him gonna walk over and sit down directly next to Nejire, one of the upperclassmen. And Nejire, she has a turn looking at Tamaki, who currently is asleep. I just try to ask if there's something going on. Yeah, I was curious. You guys are some of the upperclassmen, right? Yeah, there's a few of us. Why? Listen, we were gonna try and break out. Break out? This isn't a prison. No, it's not. Listen, we're gonna try to just talk to people tomorrow and get them to chill out. There's too many of us here, and at some point, I think we'll get their attention. Those things outside. If they can sense us, like the way we can sense them, their smell and everything like that, they might smell too many of us. Besides, people are already butting heads. Oh, okay. Did you want us to back you up? Or did you not want us to? No, I mean, I was gonna ask you guys to stay out of it. Unless you guys want to come. With us. You... I mean, it's gonna be a bit of a plan, but we're gonna all try and talk tomorrow. Figure things out after we do a few things. Oh, and my name's Izuku. Hopefully we can either work together or you guys don't get in the way. Please don't get in the way. I guess I really should have just started with that. It's a smart idea. Thanks. Him gonna smile. And Nejire, she does actually stare at Deku for a second. Before Deku, he has to sit there for a few more minutes. Him actually gonna try and make some small talk with her. And Tamaki, he does still lay there. him unconscious and trying to escape the living world, but falling into his own nightmares, since he misses his sunshine. Now, with that being said, I do believe that we should cut to the next morning, where everybody, they do try to get things prepared. People woke up and they were not happy. Some, they decided to keep guard and now need to sleep. And this means quite a lot. Now, the moment the sun came up, everybody, they got together, and they knew that they were drawing attention. However, that should be okay. And currently there actually is Deku, who, him and everyone, they're trying to discuss a plan. They know what they need to do. They got on their phones and they searched up something. Him and Bako found a store that's 2 blocks from UA. It's got food, it's got a few things, and if they're lucky, they can also hide out there. I mean, it's not that far, but the streets are probably infested. And, well, if they run into any pros, they're not sure how that might go. You guys are serious. I mean, you guys actually talked this out? We did. Now, someone, they do try to get their attention. And Deku, him and Baka both do get a turn. As the person, they try and ask what they're doing. And Deku, he does a step forwards. Him bringing his hand up onto the table and going to do one thing. The right sleeve of his jumpsuit is long, and it's a bit too big for him to be wearing. And Deku, he just has his hands down to the table. Him trying to tell the person, listen, things are going to be quite simple. Deku moving his hand back and grabbing onto the screwdriver. Now, Deku's going to pick it up, sliding it into his sleeve, and telling them, right now they need to do a few things. Him sliding the screwdriver up onto his wrist and holding onto it, need to just talk. Okay, let me guess. You guys think you outnumber us. You think that you can beat us in a fight, so you want us to give up everything we can and get out of the room, huh? No, that's not what we're talking about. Just hand over some of your stuff, and we don't have to, well, stay. You were going to threaten us. Bakugo's stepping forwards. Yeah. Bakugo. No, let him know the truth. Listen, I'm tired, I'm thirsty, and I'm hungry. I'm pissed off. Really fucking pissed off. I want to go home, shower, and sleep in my own bed. Can we agree on that? That does sound nice. Especially a few cups of coffee. I am having withdrawals. Okay, I don't care about whatever issues you're having, but I'm letting you know. Either you give us those supplies willingly, or I force one of you out of that door and scream. Or they could, watching Bakugo bring up his left hand, expressing about how he can blow up that wall and see what happens. And everyone, they do a turn. As Deku, he has to stare at Bakugo and do one thing. He brings up his right hand and brings it up to Bakugo, telling him would actually slide out the screwdriver, that he really should not do that. And everyone, they do stare at Deku. And Deku, he has to tell Bakugo, put his hand down. They're talking. This is not a good idea. They could have made this work. Are you serious? Deku, you've done a lot of stupid shit. They're not going to give us this. They're too smart, aren't they? Too busy realizing they're going to die here. Too busy to leave. They're cowards. That's what they are. Bakugo, you're scared. Yeah? So what does that make you? Now, Deku's just stare at Bakugo. And everyone, they see Deku actually being serious. Now, someone, they do step in. Nidra going to express. Listen, she knows it's Well, it's gotten too crazy for all this. Just put his hand down and give them the supplies. It's not worth all of their lives. Besides, um, the teacher's lounge. Now, the person's just initially kind of confused. Teacher's lounge? Deku, knowing what she's talking about, telling the person, it has a coffee maker and a TV. So I mean, maybe that could help. Now, right now, some of the people in the room do all go together, and they try to talk about a few things. They're doing the calculations. Okay, so this crazy guy wants to blow up the wall and potentially kill all of them. So there's that. And he is calling their bluff. Okay, so he's crazy, clearly infected, and probably needs to go out of the window. And that does mean quite a lot to them. Though there's Deku's suggestion, let May build her tech, and they can all figure this out. I mean, build a weapon and actually get out of here alive. Or wait for people to rescue them. And it's still an option. That going through some of their minds. And currently, while all their backs were turned, May did one thing. She was walking around collecting everything she needed. Her going to set everything she needs down as I went as I turn. Her going to express. What? Now, people, they stare at May, and May decided to get to work. Bako fully turning to Deku, as Deku, he does go lower the wrench, or screwdriver, I mean. Now, Bako stares right at Deku, talking about how they can't be you. Bakugo, don't do crazy shit like that again. Where do you get off on telling me that? You were gonna stab me with that, weren't you? You were gonna blow up a wall. Good to see you didn't call my bluff. We're not... Bakugo, you... So what? Come on, you can do it. Cat got your tongue? Or are you still just an idiot? Now, Deku's gonna bring up his left hand, smashing Bakugo directly across the face, as everyone, they do see that. And Deku, he does a turn. Him putting the screwdriver directly into his waistband and watching Bakugo currently sit there on the ground. And Bakugo, he doesn't say a word. Since that, yeah, that definitely did something. Now, Deku, he currently does sit down. And after May does it to build her gun, things are easy. Now, she currently does gonna stand there and stand right by the window. Her bring it up and then gonna aim down towards the ground before she does gonna pull the trigger. The line being shot out as currently is gonna fly through the air and smash into the ground to anchor. And May does a turn. Her going to express that she needs everyone to get out of the way. Her aiming the gun up, as currently there is where she's going to fire it backwards. It's sending a hook directly backwards into the ceiling and then going to anchor itself. And May does a stare at that. Her going to express, grabbing onto the cord and pulling herself up. This is pretty sturdy. It can hold her weight here, so it should hold their weight all the way down. Jesus. Not bad. Quite impressive. Everyone giving a bit of a comment. And Deku, he has a turn realizing what May can do. That's pretty cool. Yeah, no, this definitely can work. Alright, everyone knows what to do, right? Yeah. Though, one problem. Her gonna turn and hold up a few things. Talking about how they all need to know this is gonna be a bit of a wild ride, so try not to scream. Deku bringing his hand out and grabbing one of the metal bands. Him going to hold it up and see it. Since this is Okay, so it's like hang. No, no, that's not it. It's like ziplining, right? Right, except if he lets go, he dies. Or no, Izuku, don't, no. That's a bad idea to think about. Everyone grabbing one. Now, Izuku, he does try to figure this all out. Everyone, they're a bit hesitant on who goes first. Deku, going to do one thing. I'm going to stand there as Bakugo. He is trying to mellow out a bit more. His heart is thumping in his ears. And this is the key just before they can all get out of here and just split up. Currently, him going to watch Deku step up to zipline. And Deku, he has quite an interesting ride. Right on his legs, then those out, as currently he does a smash onto the ground. Him going to roll as he has a turn getting back up. And Bakugo, whenever Deku was about 3/4 of the way there, he started to come down. Deku, him, going to watch Bakugo begin to make his way towards him. And the sound that Zipline is currently making is getting something's attention. And we do actually have inside UA. There was a creature residing here. It was hungry, and it did not get what it wanted. And it does get to hear something with its quirk. Now, this is where Deku, he does could actually look around the courtyard. Some of the zombies are making their way towards him. And Deku, he can see the way they're moving. I'm a bit surprised. They're definitely slower. Him could actually throw his hand out, step the screwdriver into one, and pulling it back. Okay, come on, step backwards, left, right. Right now, him gonna start stand there. As he does throw the screwdriver out into the eye of another zombie, he does could actually watch the zombie bring their hand up and grab him by his right arm. Deku could actually bring his hand back as Bakugo, he has a running over, him clocking the zombie directly across the head with a metal pole. And Bakugo, he has to watch the zombie fall down to the ground as is a turn, and the rest of their group, they're making their way down. As there is where there's very there's not many of them left, but the upperclassmen are still in the classroom and do want to leave. And this is a bit of an issue. Because Hatsume, she just went down, and not a lot of lines are remaining. And Nejire, she just don't step up. Her trying to tell everybody about what they can do. They can split up and try to protect who they can. She'll go at Tamaki and try to find Mirio. If that doesn't work, they'll need to meet up somewhere. At least go there once a month, or maybe once a week if possible, maybe every 2 weeks. Fact of the matter is, they all need to go somewhere that they all know. If they find Mirio, things should be okay. Tell him and leave him a note. He knows about situations like this. Or, well, hopefully he knows more. Her gonna turn, grab one of the lines, and gonna get up into the window. Before she does, get to throw herself over and let her legs swing out. Her currently gonna fly down as Nejire, she has a bit more fun with this, since it's not too different than using her quirk. And the next is Tamaki, who is currently shaking like a chihuahua and afraid. Now, he does gonna try and grab a line. Him going to get ready, we're gonna suck in our breath. Going to fall forwards and close his eyes. Right now, him flying down. And as Tamaki does do that, there actually is where the monster. It's made its way here. Currently, Deku hearing a sound as the windows shatter. Everyone gonna watch as a massive beast just smash down with umbrella like limbs. And this, it's a bit horrifying. As the umbrella, it does it unfold, revealing Soji. And he currently is using all 6 of his dupla arms differently. 2 of them are holding him up and moving him, but they look longer, more like a, oh god, someone would actually see something odd. And Deku, the moment he realized what it was, he nearly pissed himself. He doesn't have legs. He's a monster. Now, everyone, they do a turn, and Deku starts to run directly for the gate as Soji does a scream out and begin to try to move forwards. Right now, him bring up his duple arms, as some of them they do to extend out. And Deku, whenever he does a turn seeing Soji extend out a hand, he does get somewhat freeze. He's going to turn back and grab the screwdriver he has in his waistband. Him thinking about throwing it, as Ochako does a bring her hand up. Her grabbing Deku, as Deku, he does get pulled by Ochako. Him going to actually continue running. And everyone, they try to make their way around. As Deku, when he does actually leap over a corpse, he does get to watch as a zombie does try to move forwards. Right now, Bakugo bring up his left hand and smashing it with a metal pipe. As he does get to continue walking, or running, I mean. Now, Soji is very close behind, and he is not going to let his prey get away. Him going to have one of his arms extend unnaturally. It's going to break in one spot, as there actually is where a piece of his flesh does a shoot out, and another arm does going to make. Currently, it's going to actually have where an eyeball is a sturdy on, along with 3 sensory organs on his fingers. Now, Soji does going to use the 2 eyes and the eye and the thumb to look around, and he doesn't hear those footsteps. Currently, him going to continue to run, him using all 6 of his arms and beginning to move. As Soji, he does get to hear them, and currently, their actions are Deku, he does actually fall forwards and smash down over somebody. Him going to actually look around as everyone is going to run past him. Deku staring down at one of the corpses in front of him. We're going to run over. Him going to bring his hand down and try and grab for the officer's gun. Right now, Deku going to actually grab at it and try and pull, but it doesn't come off. And Deku, he actually has a turn, seeing everybody run past him as Soji, he does make his way down the street. Him going to actually hear those sounds of his hands. And Deku, he does grab the officer's belts. Him going to unlatch it for Bakugo, he does a run over. Him grabbing Deku and telling him to run. And Deku, he does a turn, undoing the clip and pulling up the gun. Before, he has to continue and Bakugo and him do go running off. Deku, him, currently making his way forwards. He knew he could find one. Just had to find a cop. Okay. Well, that's sad. Anyways, let's see, Suku, come on. No, stay reasonable. Don't stop trying to focus on protecting them. Protect yourself right now. Hey, I'm gonna run. It feels like he's training. Well, with less of a gun in his hands, though. Deku finally gonna see the store. Him running forwards and smashing right into the door. Him pulling it open as right now he's a turn. And Soji, he does come smashing onto the street. Right now one of his hands gonna shoot out as it's gonna wrap itself directly around Ochako. And Deku does a turn. Him gonna actually bring up the weapon and blast at it using his left hand. As Deku, here's a pull his screwdriver. And everyone, they do a turn, seeing Deku blast at the monster. And Soji, the moment he actually does take one of the 3 bullets Deku does gonna fire, he does gonna actually scream out in pain. Him gonna let go of Ochako as his turn directly to Deku. And Deku, he doesn't hold the weapon. Before somebody does come running out the back door of the shop. Or the store Deku just tried to enter. Deku, he has to see the person. Them would actually bring up their weapon and fire directly at the monster. And Deku, he has to fire his gun again. Right now him gonna watch both the bullets smash into the beast as a turn and run off. It's whimpering in pain. Now, Deku, he has a turn. The person bring up their weapon directly to him as he has to bring up his hands. And the person, they do a turn looking around before walking to the store. They don't have time for this. And the man is going to enter before allowing everybody in. Him locking the door behind them and going to turn, telling both those two to grab that current thing that's heavy. Or, let's just say, a cabinet. Now, Deku, he is a lot more surprised. The man, he is quite resourceful. Now, the man doesn't bring him his weapon and ask any of them if they were all bitten. And Deku, he does this on back up. Him going to tell him, hey, listen, none of them were bitten. It's it's not like that anyways. How would you know that? Listen, man, I'm going to turn and walk directly up to Bakugo, putting the barrel of the gun directly to his throat. Don't talk to me like that. Listen, you don't know how this works. My friend, he was bitten. He just... Fucking hell. He's gone, okay? If you're bitten, you're gonna die. I don't get it. Now, Deku, the man has his attention drawn on Bakugo. Though... Shit. Okay. Listen, the man gonna turn and see Deku. Bakugo immediately jumping on him as the man, he does have his gun fly towards the ground. It's smashing down and going to go off as Deku, he has to watch Bakugo and the man get into a fight. And Deku, he does a step forwards. Him would actually pull back the hammer on his gun and express that Bakugo, get away. Now, Bakugo, he does this won't move back. And Deku, he has to stare down at the guy. Him telling him, just stay down. You're not gonna pull that trigger. And we'll look up and tell Deku. He doesn't get it. They're all already dead. They just don't know it yet. Don't think that way. You were bitten, weren't you? No. Yeah, you were. Man bringing his hand up and going to reach out for the gun. Him going to grab the gun as Deku, he does hold on to it. However, he does go squeeze the trigger. The man being shot directly in the face. Now, Deku, he does this one back away. And everyone, they do see that happen. Deku just going to drop the gun. And Deku just backing up into the corner. And he just no. Deku alarmed. The guy was crazy. Why would he didn't even reach for his hands. He just the gun. The gun. Now, Deku, he does start to drown everything out. And everybody else, they stare down at what just happened. All alarmed. He didn't even attack. He just reached for it. That on some of their minds. That wasn't a murder. And it isn't apparent to Izuku. That's not the way he saw that. And Deku, he doesn't shut down for a second. Everybody trying to figure out what to do. And that is where Mei currently does a walk over to one of the shelves, popping open a bag of chips and going to stuff her face. And everybody else, they do a turn seeing that. And they do one simple thing. They join her. Some of them are so hungry. And there currently is Bakugo, who after he does just stuff down a candy bar, he does a walk over and open one of the refrigerators. Him going to grab one of the water bottles and begin to chug it down. And everybody, they're doing something similar. As somebody, they currently do to come over and walk up to Deku. Them going to bend down, as Deku, he's still out of it. Them seeing Deku staring down and curled up into a ball. And that's not good. Izuku? Then I'm going to bring their hand up. And the moment they touch Deku, Deku immediately does push them away. Him staring at them a lot more surprised, as the person, they do just won't sit there. Deku staring at Jiro, and he's just leave me alone. Now, with that being said, I do believe that is a good point to leave this off of. And I do hope you guys enjoyed. And have an amazing night. I'll catch you guys in the next part. Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm tired.